Yo guys, what is happening? Welcome back to Play Games and welcome to another Let's Build a City Minecraft video. So today we're looking at how to build a traditional house. I actually very much blew myself away with this one because I thought it turned out pretty good. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into how to build it. Alright guys, let's get started. You'll notice quickly that we're in a different world here, kind of exciting. We're in like that California theme world with the hills and all these houses and whatnot. Very cool stuff going on here. So I'm excited to come. I wanted to join this world because the other world we were building that big city in, and I really wanted to get working on some actual houses, and I figured this would be the best world to do it in. So we're here, and I just recently completed this house over here, but that's not what we're focusing on today. But we're kind of going to be building something not in this style, a little bit more traditional with some cool roof lines, so I'm excited to get into it. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so I've decided on using the acacia wood and then some gray concrete for this build. Pretty simple, and then the front entrance of it, though, will be right here. It's going to be a relatively large house, so I'm trying to figure out how that's all going to go. But we're going to be basically going back here. This is going to be like a little bump out as a deck, and then we're going to be going back, I think just 3 blocks, actually. This will be a little front porch area. We're going to go over 3 blocks like so on either side, and then we're going to come up with some more creative kind of spaces so we can build a cool roof line on it. Now in this house particularly, I'm not going to be building like basically any interior at all, not even floors. I don't know, I might add some floors, depends on how much time we have, but it's going to be involving a much more complex roof line and whatnot, so I do want to spend more time on that and trying to make the actual outside look good versus spending a whole bunch of time just filling in floors, which you guys can go ahead and do on your own time. Okay, actually I don't like how that looks so far, just because they come out the exact same distance. Maybe we just go 1 block out here for the garage. This is going to be the garage though here, the 5 wide section, and then we have these little 3 wide sections coming off this porch. Pretty simple so far. I'm also going to come over here with a nice little design. We're going to be going 1, 2, 3, just out like so, then something like this, and then 1, 2, 3, and then something like that. Cool little bit there, then go 1 to 3 here. Now I don't actually have a plan for this roof line yet, so it should be interesting to see how this turns out, but I think overall it will work. We're going to go back 1 here, we're going to go out 3 right here, we're going to go right there, we can go right there, and then that's going to kind of leave me with this one kind of offset block. That's okay though. We're just going to do a nice little design right here, and then I think we'll just end it right here like so. We'll have a little bit of room for a pool on this side, and then maybe some hedges or whatever over on this side. Okay, crazy shape? I think so. Let's see what we can get going though here with it. It's going to be 2 stories tall, which does give us a little bit more room to play around with the roof here. I think I'm going to go along though on the bottom though and actually add this thing. Maybe add some logs like so, or maybe I'll add some acacia. I don't know. Actually, I'll go along and add the acacia kind of as a foundation here on every floor, or on every window actually, to be exact. That's what we're gonna be doing here. And then just really big open windows, I think, is kind of the plan. I was thinking that I could enclose them here, which might actually look better. We'll see. I don't know what to do. So first thing that I'm doing is just building all these pillars 4 blocks up off the ground. I'll even give you a little overview there in case you missed something and want to just follow this in your own world. But it's pretty simple. Everything's either spread out by 3 block sections, the windows, or they're spread out by 1 block sections or 5 block sections. I always do odd numbers though, because it allows me to always have that 1 block in between. Even this section here comes out like a 3, which I consider a 1, and then we have the 3 block section in the middle. Okay, so that's looking pretty good so far. We have these 3 wide sections now above the acacia stairs, so I'm just going to go along here and frame that in like so. And actually, don't go and frame the front porch, because we might do something interesting with that. I'm not sure. But we'll frame the rest of the building out just like so. I always like to have these stick up and then have these inner link between the 2 posts, so something like this. Pretty simple stuff. Awesome. Okay, so here's where it's going to get a little bit more interesting. We're going to want to clone this up. Actually, you know what? First, so we need to add these acacia stairs. I didn't realize I didn't finish this yet. So just go along here at the bottom, add all these stairs in place. And in fact, we're probably going to actually finish up the glass and the additional piece in the windows if I decide to add that. So I don't know why I jumped right into the cloning there, but we are going to clone this building up. It's going to make it a lot easier and take a lot less time. Now somebody had mentioned me some sort of other block that you can actually use to clone things. I don't remember what it's called now, which is kind of like, that's kind of sad. I was about to talk about it, but no. I'm going to have to look it up though and see what it's all about. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm interested to go and see, because apparently if there's another way of cloning, I need to know about it, because he said that you could rotate stuff off of it and just a couple cool things. So I'm going to check it out for sure. That's what we got going on for a house so far. I like the size of it. It's looking good. And now we're just going to go along here and add some windows. This is actually when our gray concrete can come into place, because we're just going to frame out every single window like so. So go along here and do that for all of them. On these side ones, I'm just going to probably frame them out like that. I think that looks best. And then on these ones, we'll just go along here and continue with the pattern. Now, I'm still a little bit of a beginner when it does come to roof lines, but I have been able to pull off some pretty successful ones in the past, and I want to see what we can make happen here. I was actually playing around the other day on this really cool kind of like a cottage or like a summer house, whatever you want to call it, and I came up with some pretty cool roof lines on that. and I was like, oh, I should do a house video and build some roof lines because I'm usually pretty good at doing them, but sometimes they don't turn out too well. So we'll see what we make happen here, but I'm liking how it's looking so far. All right, so I've gone along here and grabbed both corners. Oh, that's times that day. Okay, there we go. We can go along here now, clone that up, which gives us our second story to the house. Looking pretty good. Okay. The only thing to note is that these garages are have come out here. I was debating doing was just continuing this flat line back here, and then putting it right over to here, and then having this as a little bit of a balcony. We can do that, but quite honestly, I don't know, because it's gonna make it for a very flat kind of face, and I don't think I want it to be that flat. So I think I'm gonna leave it like so. Now after looking at it, so in that case, we just need to go along here and add this little acacia stair pattern up here. It's also nice too because it gives you these two large front windows somewhere where maybe we could place a master bedroom. Only other thing I'm going to do here is just frame out the front porch area. At the top, we probably won't use these middle bits because I want it to be big and open. But I think that's all we're going to do. And actually, we can just go along here and add some stairs. I don't know if this is the color scheme that we're using. I'm not usually a big fan of the acacia wood, the orange, but I do love these logs quite a bit. But I have chose to use the acacia wood here. We'll see how it turns out looking. And here we go. This brings me to the roof line. Always a little bit of a challenge, but I think I pretty much know what I want to do with it here. I think. I'm not sure. I'm never really sure. I'm always kind of improvising this, but I think I'm going to start over doing something like this, just like so. And then I'm going to, oh, actually, hold on, though. We don't want to use acacia wood for this. I wanted to use a white quartz. We'll see how that looks, but I think that's going to add a nice little effect here on the roof. Yes, okay, totally liking that. That's going to look pretty boss. All right, so the first part of the roof here, we're doing a steep slope kind of roof here. We can even add some dormers in the future if we wanted to, depending on how high we go. But this is what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to be using quartz. Another cool trick, if you guys want to try it in your own world, would be to actually outline the roof. We're not going to do it here because I want a straight flat roof. But you see how I outlined the stone brick with the white stairs? Very simple pattern there that you can do on your roofs to kind of add a little bit more detail as well. In this case, so we're going to be coming out to here so far, and then I'm going to leave it there, I think. I don't know, I'm going to have to come up with something creative for this area here, or I'm just going to go right over it like so. In this case, I might actually just go right over it or do some sort of curve in that allows me to fit it. I'm not sure yet, so I'm just going to leave it like that, but this is pretty good. And on the other side, I'm going to be following this line right here, like so, and I'm going to come along all the way over to here, and then we will build it up like so. When you use the stairs, I always find it a little bit harder to incorporate other roof lines in. I find it a lot easier to do when you're using like slabs. But yeah, in this case, we're going to be using these. Also, whenever you have these little corner areas or end areas, always try to double them up. It just makes it look a little bit more structurally secure. So this is the primary roof that we got going on here. It's going to be pretty tall, but that's okay. We're going to like that because it's a pretty big build. And it's also going to allow us to add some dormers if we wanted to. So now I'm just going to obviously follow the exact same pattern and basically build up this first section. And then I'm going to take a look at it and see what I want to do with all the other roof sections. Once I figure that out, I'll go along and add those. And that's going to give us a pretty good roof line, I think. There's going to be some areas that we're definitely going to have to figure out, but I think we're going to nail it. All right, I've made a little bit of progress on the roof here. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do the end section over there with the curve. I kind of added the curve to challenge myself, see if I could figure out some way of incorporating it into the roof line. But that might be a little bit challenging here just because of the way I've set up this roof and how it all kind of merges together. We'll see if we can figure something out for it, though. I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out. But it's just kind of interesting, too, how this side extends the full length all the way over to here. But then the other side actually ends a little bit sooner. So definitely going to be a little bit of a challenge. We'll see, though. I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out. So far, we got a pretty high roof going on here, kind of blocking the view of some of the people in the hills. But that's all good. It's gonna be appropriate for the house, I think. And just judging by the size of the house, yeah, I think it will fit pretty well. So let's keep going with it here. It's such a pain to place these things, honestly. It always takes me so long, especially when there's not a block underneath them. I guess it might be easier to place another row of blocks underneath them, but I'm not sure. But this is definitely not the easiest thing in the world to do, but it will be worth it. Now, if they had like a gray slab, that might be really cool here to actually outline this roof with. But because there's not one in the game, and I don't know why there's not concrete slabs, but if they had them, I'm telling you, this roof would look awesome. Either way, we're on to our last layer here, so let me finish this up, and then we'll see what we can do about the other roofs. All right, so we've ran into an interesting roof line going on over here. However, up here, I think I pretty much know what to do. I'm going to just simply build this out like so. There should be enough room to do it, and this is going to add a little bit of detail here as well. So I'm going to easily be able to do this section. So let's start with the parts that we know. So just so you guys are following, I basically started the roof line, it's easiest to see on this side, on both sides of here, and just built it up going straight, just using the stairs, heading all the way down. Now I'm curving it out above the garage here, and we'll see if we can make an interesting line right here. You can see obviously in doing this that we're going to be removing this section of roof there. So technically we didn't have to build all that, but that's okay. It's easier to do one long line anyway. This is going to be going up basically to the roof line, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah, it will actually match up exactly with the roof line because it's the exact same width, which is interesting. We'll get kind of a cool shape there though, for sure. What you could do is actually just slab it off at this level, but I think I want it to be the full width anyway. Okay, so that does that. We're going to do the double layer thing where we add the slabs on the bottom now just to make it look a lot thicker. For the top level, come down just 2 blocks like so, or actually 3 blocks technically if you include the last slab, like 1 slab and then 1 full block. And now we're going to go and do the exact thing on this side. Man, stairs are a pain. And just like that, that kind of helps us with that little bit of roof there. These have mostly connected, but also not really. We've got a little bit of work to do up here, just like so. And again, for the other side, just kind of fixing these up. And then I'll go on the inside and remove all the blocks that don't need to be there. But that creates a nice little roof for that area. A pretty large roof, but it's looking pretty epic as well. So I'm happy with that. And then on the inside here, obviously, you can get rid of all of these stairs because they're no longer needed. Okay, this section, we're going to follow the exact same concept there and just build out the roof exactly the same. I'm actually going to go along here and just remove these right off the bat. It'll make it a lot easier. All right, and a pretty simple roof line for that. For this one, we're just going to connect up these half slabs to that block right there. And that is going to conclude this little area of roof. Again, we're going to double it up just like so. Add our 2 blocks there and go down like that. Looking pretty good so far. Okay, I like the front of that house. And now what we need to do, this is a pretty big roof actually. I didn't realize how big that was. But anyway, it's okay. We're going to do the exact same thing for this section over here. Always fun. Okay, so exact same as the garage. I think it's the exact same size. It is. Okay. So again, pretty simple stuff. We just need to disconnect all of these and then I'll build this up. Now this one's going to be exactly the same as the garage. So I'm just going to go ahead here and do it off camera, save some time, and then I will see you guys when we're able to go and figure that area out. All right, and this side has now been completed, nice and simple. So we've basically got this cool roof design going on so far, pretty high roof, which I actually like in this build. And I think it's looking pretty good. Next up, we have this mess. Yes, this is going to be quite a fun challenge. I think what I'm going to do is ditch this right there. And then what I'm going to do is actually still use this, but then come off of this roof and match up with it. I don't know how, but maybe doing something like this and then this. This is a roof line that I've never tried before. So we'll see what we can make happen here. But I think that could be interesting. Okay, let's try this. Again, it's just all a big experiment here. But let's see. I think this is going to work. Okay, I like where this is going so far. It's a nice little roof. I'm liking it. Okay. And basically, just like that, we've got a nice little roof design here done. I'll probably just fill all this in like so. And then maybe even do like a little bump up section here. But that's going to do it for that. Okay, that looks good. And then what we need to do is fill this section in simply with some gray concrete, like so. And then I'll show you another thing that we're going to do here. So that looks pretty good like that. We just need to do the bump out here, which is basically going to just be doing this. Whoa, here we go. And that bump out is going to add a lot of depth, go up by the stairs like so. And then actually leave that there like that, and then go down on that. And that's going to very much incorporate that into the roof. This can actually become that, and that looks good connected like that. Wow, okay, that actually turned out really well there on the end. Obviously, you can see from the front a little bit of an opening there, but that's okay because there's, you know, no roof there. So that makes sense. Okay, I'm actually very happy with how that roof turned out. Now for these main sections, we're just going to frame it out with the acacia and then add in our concrete like so. And that should pretty much help with that. You might want to add some windows here. You might not. There's also not really a lot of room for dormers on this roof as I thought there would be. These are kind of big dormers in themselves. But yeah, I was going to add a couple little dormers just to demonstrate, but there's not really any room. I suppose you could add one like right here, but I'm not going to bother. Nice and simple roof design over here. This one features the 3 windows as opposed to 2 above the garage. So we have these 2 upwards going things of acacia logs, upward poles, I guess you could say, which kind of divide it into 3 sections. I think I prefer it when it's divided into 3 sections like that. I just like that design better. And the main one over here is also divided into 3 sections, which I quite like. So yeah, there we go. You could also even frame it in like this. I'm not as big of a fan as that, but you can do that. That would also give you a nice big window in the middle. So I think we actually will do that. I actually kind of like it in this case. We're actually going to do that over here as well and just have this framed out like so, I guess. No, wait. Oh, actually it goes right down to the ground there like so. We're going to come along with the acacia wood like that. And then again, the little gray wool area up there. Wow, this place is turning out well. I got to admit, I did not expect it to actually look this good. I've impressed myself. Couple of quick little aesthetic things to finish things up here. We're going to go along here and add the garage. We also forgot to add windows completely, so I'm going to go along and do that. I also do think I'm actually going to frame out the balcony like so, just to make it look a little bit more complete. And I think that's all I'm going to do. Maybe even adding some little areas like so on the top here to kind of help incorporate it into the roof. Also, adding the gray concrete in here will help as well. What I just tried here as well was adding a little bit of detail with having the center beam come like that. You can even add it on these kind of windows, just like so. I don't actually like it on that one though, but I do like it on the back one. So we're going to leave it like that with the big center beam there. And then we might also go along and add that. I mean, you could add it on this one as well. I don't think I'm going to though. That looks okay there. Or no, I did add the center beam. No, but that follows from there. This one could have a center beam, I suppose. That looks not too bad actually. That looks pretty good. You could also go along and add a layer of white quartz here. So let's try that real quick. That might actually not look too bad either. Okay, I'm like 50-50 on that. I don't know if I like that better or if I just like it plain. You know, I think I just like it plain. The roof should stay separate. Yeah, we're going to leave it. Cool. Okay, well, I have the big job now of going along here and filling in all the windows. So I'm going to do that with some white stained glass, and I'll check back up with you guys when that's all finished. And guys, that's pretty much it for this build. I did change a couple more things here. I went up and added this little window at here. So I split it into the 2 wide sections, or the 3, window sections. Just because I was not liking how the one was looking. The one, like the one that was there. Yeah, so I changed it up into this 3 wide section. I like that quite a bit more. Also, I finished up a little balcony area here. I did the just the planks going along the ground here, or the actual logs, because I thought that looked kind of cool. Especially up on this level. I really like that. So, I don't know. I would never usually do that, but that's sort of something I just tried and really like the look of. Everything else, I think, pretty much stayed the same. I just went along and added the white stained glass in the place of all the windows. And that's pretty much it. Wow, okay, so this turned out a lot better than I thought it would overall. I'm going to have to do some landscaping now with some trees, maybe add a little pool. And honestly, that turned out a lot better than I thought. So I'm very excited about this build, and I hope you guys did enjoy it as well. If you guys are more interested in the house content, I want you to let me know down below, because I know I do a lot of skyscrapers, do a lot of building, but I'm actually I'm pretty impressed with myself here. I feel like I'm actually capable of maybe delivering some more house content in the future. Actually, maybe not with leaving this like that. No way. No, seriously though, let me know down below if you enjoyed this house, or if I suck, just let me know I suck, and then I'll just put it to rest. But there we go. I tried a little bit of a house here. I've tried them in the past, but I think this is quite a bit of a step up. So very happy with how it turned out. Yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video though, don't forget to go below, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next video.